Hi, I'm Ian Brock, and I'm talking about my music list for the group Topic 30, excuse me, and I will discuss my list of music, and I will tell you why I chose them. I will start with number one, Hound Dog by Elvis Presley. I chose this one because it was kind of a early rock song that came out in like the 50s, and I mainly chose this because it was a big hit song and it was just the introduction to the music era, and everyone really enjoyed the song, and it just kind of sprung out between everyone. Um, it was a revolutionary song, and so through my list of choices, I've also chose the songs that really made the most influence to the group of to society and how it affected everyone. And my next choice, number two, is "That'll Be the Day" by Buddy Holly, excuse me. Um, it was just like Presley. It was a big hit song, and there a lot of people like went to see Buddy Holly, and it was in the mixture with Elvis Presley, and how it was the early eras of music, and how more people were like, oh hey, let's go look at this music compared to let's listen to the old folk music back like in the earlier centuries, or like the Flappers and stuff in the 20s. So, and then my third song is entering into more of a like hard metal rock, is Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven. Uh, More people listen to this song even today because the effects it had and how popular it was. Um, this was so like even I still listen to it, and I grew up with my dad listening to it, and that's how it went from one to another. And it ties into my next song, "Painted Black" by the Rolling Stones. Um, it kind of both these songs. Well, "Painted Black" was kind of hinting at the war in Vietnam, and that was a big song that really affected those people who fought overseas, and it was it was a big song. Well, it was a song, but it was also just the messages inside the song that were being said to about the soldiers and the troops overseas, and just how the Rolling Stones made an effect in that era. Um, Number five, "Love Me Do" by the Beatles. This is the British invasion into America, and how big of an impact they had into going from like Elvis Presley, that kind of swing of era music, entering into the Beatles, which was a more upbeat, um, loving song. Um, like not like loving song, it was like more of a loving group, like with John Lennon, Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, Keith Richards. Yeah, it was a it was a that was a good band, and how the era came through. And I thought that would be a big impact with my choice of songs. Next was Bob Dylan, excuse me, like a Rolling Stone. Bob Dylan was like he was leading an after. He was another big peace brigader, like all the other bands in the '60s and '70s. I chose like Rolling Stone because it was one of his hit songs. It's one of my favorite songs by Bob Dylan. I'm a big classic rock, early rock like listener, and so I thought it'd be a great song for a choice of slowly progressing into the more different songs. And then "All on the Watchtower" by Jimi Hendrix is kind of hinting back at the '60s and the '70s of music that was done kind of in Vietnam. Like all on the Watchtower, you can see how it pertains to the war in Vietnam, um, how it affected the people, and he kind of tells a story within the song. Kind of ties back in with the Rolling Stones and Painted Black. And then I go into the country music, how it was formed from rock music. Like I have "Remember When" by Alan Jackson, another great song that I'm still a huge fan of, and I love Alan Jackson. He's a great singer. But I really like how country music comes from rock and roll, and how just how it became from one little genre into something big that affects everyone in today's life. I feel like, well, my next song was "Amarillo by Morning" by George Strait. Everyone knows that song. If you don't know that song, I don't know who you are or where you're from, because everyone knows it. And then "Family Tradition" by Hank Williams Jr. Another song how those three artists tie into the genre of country music. How I feel like those three are important because we need to understand how the big effect it went from rock and roll into country music, and how there's still like Zach Brown band, like they tie into rock music, even though they're known as a country music band. Um, in conclusion, I feel like all these songs are just equally as important as one or the other. Like there's no one song that's more important than the other. I mainly chose these songs as how they all tie in chronologically into the very beginning of this new genre, into what it actually became in today. And I like how all these different songs both affect and people still listen to in today's time. And I really enjoy listening to all these songs. I still do. I don't know if anyone else does, but that's just me. I'm still a guy who loves older music. And that's just how I feel. Thank you.